Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have given up on trying to be creative, trying to be active, trying to be anything other than couch potatoes. And you know what? Some days I think that's alright. Anyways, I tried to do all kinds of sensory activities outside earlier. I had water, rocks, sand, paint, all of it. The girls were not having it. We made it for, I think, almost 2 hours. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to go back inside. Annie went down for a nap and she's still sleeping. And then Rosie was perfectly content just watching TV. And, you know, some days you just have to forego the screen limits and just rest. Just chill. And yeah, so that's what I did for a little bit. I ate some lunch, and now I have decided I'm going to start decluttering my entire house. So I'm glad you're here. If you're not already, feel free to subscribe. I have 2 very small children. My name is Megan. Both my children are girls. That was all very jumbled, but they're 1 and 2 years old, and I stay home with them. I'm a half-day preschool teacher, but we follow the school year schedule, so we are currently out for summer having a blast. It's still our first week of it, but so far so good. We're just figuring out our groove and kind of what works best for us. So that's where we're at right now. I think I'm just going to jump into, probably will not all get done today, but I'm also not putting pressure on it to all get done today because I want to be available for my girls. I want this to just be a relaxed and enjoyable time for you and for me and for them. And so yeah, what else is summer for, right? Y'all, just gotta jump in here real quick while I'm editing this video to let you know I realized that I never actually said this at any point in the video, but it's gonna be a series, decluttering my whole house, because I was probably a little bit ambitious thinking, oh, I have a chill afternoon where both girls are content doing their thing and I'm just gonna knock out my entire house declutter. No, it spent me that entire afternoon just getting things into the rooms where they needed to go, which is what you're about to see for the first few minutes of this video. But hopefully it will serve as motivation and just a real life perspective on the fact that we do what we can, when we can, where we can, in order to make things a little bit better each day. And that's all that this is about, just trying to stay on top of things. It was cute, you know, thinking I could just sweep through my house real quick in one afternoon and declutter the hot spots. And I probably could have, but I would have tripped over a lot of things in the meantime. I would have really not focused on the things that needed to be done in order for my house to function well for that day and those next several days. So yeah, that's just not what happened. We only moved into this house about a year ago, and so I had thought I'd stayed on top of it, but it turns out a lot can accumulate in a year, right? So yeah, we're just gonna make this a whole series, come back for more, but in the meantime, enjoy this master bedroom declutter. have tips and tricks as to how to keep babies in their rooms in the morning, preferably until about 8 a.m. Please drop them in the comments below. We dropped our snack wafer. There you go. Going down? Nope. Okay. Anyways, we used to have a really good system where they would be in their rooms from like 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. and it was nice and controlled, and it was just a really good system, and I miss it. Great. I've gotten used to the idea of getting them into bed, but now Rosie can open doors and let herself out in the morning, and so I just have to figure out how to keep them in their room. In the meantime, my eyes are not awake yet. In the meantime, we are going to work on this master bedroom, hopefully be quiet in here. Annie's the one awake right now, so maybe Rosie can keep sleeping if we stay contained on the opposite end of the house. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of work in the gaps where we can today. I've not done this in like 4 days. That's how long it's been since I've been able to pick up the camera and continue working on decluttering. So good to see you again. Let's get to work. So when you live in a small house with minimal storage, we don't have an attic or a basement. We have a small little, I believe it's like a 10 by 10 building on the back side of our property that we can keep stuff in, and by golly we do. It's pretty full. But whenever you don't have great storage options, you get crafty. And so this larger trunk underneath holds comforters and quilts for our bed. Really for all the beds. It holds Rosie's extra comforters and quilts as well. And then this top one holds our pillowcases and sheets. We really don't use flat sheets. I keep them for quilting, but they don't stay in here. And then there's several things in here that I could probably get rid of. For example, there's a flat sheet. So I'm just going to go through this. I recently found some nice new pillowcases. I realized that we didn't have two white pillowcases that matched, and we most often have white sheets on our bed. We either do the white or these denim colored ones, but we didn't have two white ones that match. So I'm just going to go through this and clean out the ones we don't need. That a lot of people may not know. You may know. I don't know. It's cheaper to get the backing for a quilt by buying a sheet set and using the flat sheet. So that's why I keep flat sheets, even though we don't use them on our beds. That's why I keep them for quilting. Because to get quilting pieces that are wide enough to have one continuous piece. It's like the fabric is very expensive, so it's cheaper, it's more cost effective to get a sheet set. And so yeah, you get the whole sheet set for like $34. And I can't even tell you how much quilt backing material is, like per yard. I think it's, I don't want to guess because I'd be wrong, but I've never actually gotten any because the price is not effective, and I usually find sheet patterns that I like better anyways. So that's what this is. This is a perfectly good sheet, but not a color. It's a twin size, and it's not a color that I would use on Rosie's bed, so I'm just gonna donate it. Don't do quilts with dark, bold colors like this. So I'm just not even going to bother holding on to this one. So I'll probably just donate this as well. So now we have room to spare. We have our spare fitted sheet for our bed, pillowcases. I love this blue color, but I couldn't find the sheet. It was kind of like a free-for-all, and all of the pretty blue sheets were gone. So I figured they could just go with like a white sheet. It's not my favorite, but I just love that steel blue color so much that I figured we'd make it work. So there's spare sheets, pillowcases. I do have one pair of flannel sheets and pillowcases in there, but we didn't even use them this winter, so we'll see. They're like woodland, not like kitty woodland. That made it sound like we still use the sheets he had on his childhood bed. And then these are the girls' sheets. What's that? You want me to take this one? Okay, so this one we'll keep too, because it's a set of 2 standard pillowcases, little rainbows. That might come in handy at some point.
And I still wonder where you are, and if you found a way out from the dark. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. On this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time.
Place to make Christmas light bulbs, quilt bindings. These things are the most awful to store, but really do come in handy. The little Velcro dots. I just don't even know if it's worth it. Ooh. If you are borderline OCD like I am, with a hint of anxiety, this is enough to drive you up a wall. So basically what I'm doing right now is cleaning out this contraption. It's like an old mail sorter, which is a really cool concept, right? But I'm cleaning it out to see if I really need it here. It holds a lot of my craft stuff right now, but I think some of it is like duplicated craft stuff that I have, like ribbon spools stored in the closet in Annie's room. So if I can combine things, then I can reduce the need for this. And while I do love it, I think I may possibly use it in my classroom next year. If you're new here, you may not know. If you've been around here a little bit, you may not know either, because it's kind of a more recent development. But I teach at the girls' half-day preschool, and started out just a couple months ago. We're on summer break right now, but I started out a little bit before summer break, and I was an assistant teacher, and so next year when we go back, they've asked me to be the lead teacher for the baby class. It's 6 weeks to 18 months at the beginning of the year, and so that means all of that to say I get to choose the classroom theme, and I'm really excited about it. I think I'm gonna have some projects that I'll show you throughout the summer as I'm getting my classroom decor ready. But I'm thinking that this piece may fit well in there. The room that I'm in is also kind of the supply, it's where all the supplies are housed. It's kind of cool. It requires a little bit more work in some ways because, you know, you have the dishwasher, so you run the dishes at the end of the day, which is no big deal. But then it's our job to like keep those things organized too, the cleaning supplies and whatnot. So it's kind of a cool thing because it's like the homemaker of the teacher staff a little bit. That's at least how I see it. So I'm thinking that this may be useful for the medicine cabinet. I honestly don't know why I haven't thought about using it as a medicine cabinet in my own home until now. Nicholas and I were just talking last night, like half joking, and talking about a family friend is doing a yard sale and had asked if we wanted to join in, and I was like, I just can't think of that many things that we have that like would be worth the time and effort it takes to join in with a yard sale. And he was like, oh, let me show you some things. He just started going around the house and basically pointing out all of my stuff. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, where's your stuff at that you're gonna get rid of? But he was like, no, this is what I'm getting rid of. I'm not getting rid of my stuff. So, but this was one of the things he said. He was like, this thing, that candlestick, those candlesticks, all that, it can go. It's like, oh, well, good to know. But then after I kind of got thinking about it, I was like, I mean, it is a little bit bulky and in the way, so I wonder if I have a better use for it somewhere else, or if someone else could use it better, because I don't want to keep things just because they're pretty, if they're taking up too much space, if they're reducing functionality instead of improving it. I'm not sold on the idea of like, it brings me joy, so I'll keep it. That's not really how I roll. I'm more like, huh, would you look at this? I've been wondering where that was. To me, it's like, yes, I want everything in my home to either be beautiful or purposeful. It's a quote by somebody. I'll put it in here somewhere and give the author credit. But while I definitely want everything in my home to be either beautiful or purposeful, serving a function or making something pretty, making my home pretty, I don't think that I want everything in my home that is beautiful or purposeful, if that makes sense. So there's a delicate balance for
If you found a way out, come seek me out.
I don't actually use fragrance solutions anymore, so that can be tossed. You guys, tell me your husband was a cop until recently without telling me your husband was a cop until recently. They just keep coming. I mean, like, yeah. You know what? I'm actually just gonna leave some open space in that drawer. Because it's okay to not have every single inch of what we own covered and packed with things, right? Woo! Good thing I'm doing this because these need dusting. good news. Nicholas said I could throw these away. He said, I guess, ... relics of a past life. Listen, we are very grateful for where we are in life. But there are things that I think we both miss about reusing our clothes. Let's see how many views and likes that gets on a video these days. For more decluttering content. I have great tips on how to get rid of things that you really don't want to get rid of. Just break them. So the problem with having an online thrift shop is that you get things that you see for good deals all the time, and then, at least for me, time gets away from me and I forget to share them and sell them. And or the other option is I decide that I like the things and it would be easier for me to just keep them than to go through the trouble of posting them, selling them, shipping them. It's a struggle. Okay, so these are pretty much all of our shoes, but obviously for the winter I won't be needing These boots, I might need hiking boots at some point, but I think I'm just going to use this little trick and tuck these underneath the bed. I've forgotten about some that we're already using this trick, and these can be donated. I have clearly not reached for them in quite some time, so they are not needed. Basically what we have left here, which are going to be my afternoon project, are all of these things need to go other places. I have a magazine that I need to read this afternoon, and which, you know, really top priority. And then I am short a few hangers, especially since Granny just brought me a couple new items. So I need hangers, 3 hangers short. And then this here pillowcase just needs to go on Annie's bed. Okay. It doesn't even have to be like professionally decorated, in my opinion, or overly done. Like, clearly our bedroom was a closed-in carport, and so it's kind of awkward in the number of ways you can set it up. There's really only a couple, and we've done them both. So as of right now, there's not a ton of ways that you can make our master bedroom feel overly luxurious, but it's a plenty big enough room. It's, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's perfect for us, and yeah, I mean, there are other things that I think it would be better used for, like if there was another bedroom, or if the girls shared a room and we used one of their bedrooms as our master. It'd be small, but we could use this as like a playroom, or like a homeschool room at some point, or something like that, which I think would be neat. But anyways, I don't think a master bedroom has to be luxuriously designed to feel homey or to feel romantic, or whatever it is that you want it to feel. I think a lot of that comes from just the cleanliness of it and the care that's put into it, and then the relationship with the people that share it. So I actually was reminded of that through an Instagram post this morning. There was a quote about how the aesthetics don't make a home. It's the attitude and the relationships within it that do. So maybe I'll share that below if I can find it as well, because just thinking of all kinds of great quotes and applicable thoughts today that are not my own. So I want to be sure to give credit where credit's due. But anyways, I'm so glad that y'all came along for the ride. I'll share some final photos. There's still some things in here that need to be done, even after I clean this up. Are you going to fall through the crack? I hope not. But anyways, there's still some things that need to be done in here. Some more that can be decluttered. We already took a large bag and took a bag of donations and dropped that at the thrift store. So we got that out of the way, and I'm sure that I will be finding more and more. But thank you for joining me on this master bedroom declutter and whatever else came with it. Baby giggles. This is the best part of the video. Anyways, I am so glad that you came along. Feel free to subscribe if you are not already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.